Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTuberverse? Welcome back if you are here again, and welcome if you're brand new. I'm Hippie, my name is Nick, and most of this channel has to do with about animals. That is Rorschach enjoying his dinner. Kind of gave him some more of tuna and water and some turkey from yesterday's leftovers from the turkey day. So, today, just saying hello. Hope you all had a wonderful holiday yesterday. Hopefully, y'all were safe today on Black Friday and everything as well. Sometimes that stuff can be quite crazy. So, I do hope all was well with you guys and you were able to find everything you could. If you couldn't, don't worry. It'll get there for you if it really meant to happen, you know? Other than that, just talk about today and stuff. My store was not very busy. So I actually had the slowest Black Friday I've ever worked at. I come from working at a lot of Walmart and stuff like that. Now, when I worked at Walmart, I was in part of the deli bakery side of things, so I never had to deal with the actual people and shopping and all that experiences kind of a deal, thankfully. I watched it. I've seen stuff. I've seen people throw things, and people try to throw people. Not good to do that, so yeah, not about that myself, so just making that nice and clear for anyone who might have been thinking otherwise, which I doubt y'all would. So, anywho, my store pretty calm today. It was really weird. We sent people home and all that. I closed out tonight, thankfully, and everything. Also want to talk to you about something that y'all might be going through. So, I'm kind of going through a thing where financially, I do not think I'm able to do what I can, gift wise, for all my family that I would like to do normally. However, that's not a terrible thing. What's most important is getting the finances right and make sure them bills are paid. I can get gifts and stuff still. I've been cooking up some ideas in my noodle of things I can do. That's not exactly something that you have to buy. So I'm going to make sure it's a very good Christmas for my family still. And I'm saying that because my original plans couldn't come through. Money's weird. It's tight. I've been rocked and shocked about a year ago really bad, and it made me lose any bit of saving, any tiny bit of savings I might have had. I can talk about this now. It's been about a year. And at this point, I'm not saying it to go ahead and destroy the company. This was my personal experience on one specific incident for PetSmart, essentially, working with them. So as I go forward, do not take anything I say as an attack to PetSmart or anything. This is between myself and the current in-store management at the time that is to deal with what happened. I don't know. But they fired me the first week of the new year. So there was no vacation time built up. So I couldn't do any backup savings from vacation time to make that money back. And what was even worse is I tried to use vacation time to see my cousin at his wedding, but then inventory week shifted a month later to where it went right over that wedding, and I was told I couldn't go to the wedding. So I said, cool. I'd much rather keep the job. I like working with the animals. By this point, I was not really having a good time with the assistant manager and the store manager. All the managers before that, they let me handle my animals, let me do my thing. It was cool. It was great. When these new management came in, I was on register 8 hours a day. I didn't get to do anything with animals at the store for almost a month or so. And while that was going on, the new manager, assistant store manager, were making new plans and doing new standards for the animal department. And I had things to say about it. They tried to give leopard geckos vegetables and try to tell me it was standard. And I had to go through 3 different things and show them what happens when you give them vegetables. It's not good. You can raise their blood sugar, make them obese, and can ultimately, unalive the lizard. The gecko, more specific. Reptile gecko, not reptile lizard. There's a difference. But we're not talking about that. So really I'm getting into this because that was one of the hardest things in my life. And I got through it. Not the hardest, but one of. And it's been a rough year. And it's almost over. So, saying that, I am, I should have done this yesterday, but very thankful I got through it all and have grown up from it. And I've things needed to happen that way. We can never tell for sure, excuse me, that flu is still kind of there. I'm over it, but my throat still, I can feel all the gunk in it and in my chest, so my body's trying to clear. So I apologize if I cough. But that happened with PetSmart, and the beginning of that year, any like hundreds or close to 1,000 I did have for me had to be used while I looked for a job. It took about a month for the new store to wind up hiring me and working with the new place I'm working at. So after that, I started getting myself back together. My confidence was shot, so I was working on getting my confidence back in what I'm doing. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. And what I'm doing and stuff, and I've learned a bit, not just more about animals. I mean, I'm always learning more about animals, but I learned more about what people can be like. The people I was working with were so into numbers and making things look good, and they were putting me in my worst positions. I am best with animals, I am best with people, I am best free floating on the floor. They kept giving me positions where I was stuck at register, and they got mad at me when I walked away from register for a bit to try and do something else. I could see the register where it was at. People were asking me stuff. I even had customers complain like, "Why are you here? I need to ask about fish. Why are you not in the department?" I said, they don't want me there for some reason. So there was a lot of that happening, and then, I will say it takes two to tango. I did not say things properly. I said things upset, and I ran my mouth without even remembering all I said, and 3 people said I said things which I didn't mean to say, but I guess the way I was saying it came across that way, kind of a deal. That place had me crazy for a bit, man, because I was pulled away from animals. I was stuck at the register with a bunch of people, and for some reason when people shop at Walmart, they just kind of rude, man. I had a lot of mean people coming through that, not Walmart. Walmart's one of them, sorry, PetSmart. I used to work at Walmart too, but that's another story. At PetSmart, man, there was a lot of mean people that came through. And some people would come in just looking for a reason to be mad at us about animals or something, which I get. I do get. I'm working with them, I get it. I understand. But outside of that, yeah, we started having differences and stuff. I lost a job I thought I loved. I did love working with the animals. I didn't love working with the people over time. I will say nothing wrong or wish nothing wrong upon them, but as co-workers, that was awful. That was just so awful. And then outside of that, all my money got put aside. I had to rehome some more animals. I had to go more in a penny pinching. And things just got, so upset. So sad. It was just not good, man. Just not good. So, he's on top of one of the tanks. Bugaboo. I gotta get him down real quick. You know you're not supposed to be up there. Come on. Come on. And that right there is the best way to kind of get a cat off something. Don't throw them, don't toss them. Just saying. But I've been through a bunch of rough stuff off of that. And I've been through more and stuff. If you've watched this channel, there's more of it. I'm not going to force myself to talk about a situation anymore. Every time I try to do that, I didn't like the video. I wound up taking it down a few days later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speak from the heart when I feel like I need to talk about something. And today, as the year is ending, let's forget about that bad stuff in the past. A new year is a new time, a new chapter. And the way that we see time in the linear version of it, we pick around this time of the year to say, let's try something new. Let's move on. And something that we can do very easily is forget about the old. Forget about them bad times and only look back on it to remember how much stronger we've gotten from it, There's a lot of stuff going on. The holidays has an expectation of us. I want to tell y'all, slow down. Don't worry about too much. I know what some people be going through is worse than what I be talking about. My stuff is not the worst of the worst, but it's pretty gnarly. And some have gone through worse and survived that too. And it wasn't on purpose, or it wasn't on purpose. It wasn't on accident. It's a purposeful thing that happened to you, And that's when you get to spiritual stuff. But you got stronger from surviving that. Whether the outcome was what you wanted or not, we move on and we take lessons off of the amazing things that we learn. Oh my goodness, look where he got. He's up above. I don't mind if he's up there too much. He climbed up from the cat tower right there so he can get back down. But I gotta make sure that he doesn't do too much up there, guys. So I think that's it for tonight. Just take that example of what I'm talking about, not as anything other than you can survive a lot. Even when what I felt at the time was the end of it all. With that, you all have a good one. Peace out.